Today's adventure begins as the recording of this Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025, looking off the balcony of my hotel here in Paris, France. And yesterday, the heat wave was so intense that the Eiffel Tower was closed, but at this moment, I can see there are people up there on that second balcony. So who knows, maybe I'll get on the Eiffel Tower today. Yesterday did not work out, but today is a new day. Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. Can you see the reflection? Eiffel Tower's right there. Today is the 13th, 13 years ago to the day, I started this channel. My second channel, my daily vlog channel, TheDailyWoo, which is the intro I used to do because I had an original channel, the Adam the Woo channel. About 2 years after that, 13 years ago on this day, started this channel kind of on a whim, didn't really have a plan. All I knew is I wanted to film something every day, and it has morphed into what it is. And it's the one I focus on the most. Rarely ever use that original channel. I think years from now I might bring something back over to that area of the platform, but for now still sticking here. So 13 years. Happy birthday, happy anniversary to TheDailyWoo. This is the channel that I'm on right now. I'm wearing an appropriate t-shirt because I am going to visit the Mona Lisa today. She probably will not be chewing bubblegum, but I'm heading over to the Louvre, or the Louvre, Louvre Museum later, if it's possible. I got some things throughout the course of the day, but I might try to go up there if for some reason the heat does not close down the tower again. Last night, did not have any AC in the room. Everyone had their air conditions up or down so low that none of the hotel was getting air, so it was not the most pleasurable night of sleep, but I got a few hours rest, got a nice shower, gonna get a coffee, and head out into Paris for the day. I'm inviting you to join me. It's good to have you here. I really appreciate you watching. It's hard to believe it's been 13 years since I started this weird, wacky, whatever this is. So anyone that's been here since that first day, or through the course of the 13 years, or maybe you're just tuning in for the first time, I appreciate it. Join me. Shall you? Just check the weather. It's gonna get up to 91 today. But tomorrow, so today's going to be a high of 91. Yesterday was like a high of 97. Today's a high of 91. And then tomorrow's, here in Paris, is only a high of 78. So tomorrow will be a little more enjoyable. 7 minutes till noon. So the reservation I made to get into the Louvre, the Louvre, is at 1 o'clock. It's 11:53. It's about a 2-mile walk if I were to walk it. I might just walk over there. I could probably get there in time, but here's the temperatures during the undisclosed amount of time that I am in the greater Paris area. Walking across the river here with this kind of old school metal bridge. Love locks placed across it. Just taking a stroll, trying to stay in the shade as much as possible, but taking a stroll. This is really quite a mess through here. Traffic situation, it looks pretty stressful. Trying to cut through here, get across the road here, walkway.
Yeah, trying to walk amongst the trees in the shade. This little sculpture's over here. I was going to try to find the street, the Rue Morgue, because the streets are named the Rue followed by the name of the street. But evidently there is no Rue Morgue. In 1986 there was a TV movie. There's been a couple different films on it, Murders in the Rue Morgue, based on the short story by Edgar Allan Poe. George C. Scott was in it, Rebecca De Mornay, Val Kilmer. And I can recall, it was mid-80s, 85, 86-ish. I recorded it off TV on a VHS, and I watched that TV movie so many times. But evidently it's not a real place. It's a fictional street, or a fictional area of Paris. But yeah, shout out to that TV movie. George C. Scott's great in it, Val Kilmer's great in it. Rebecca De Mornay. George C. Scott was a chess player. He has the importance of playing chess. I think it was the first time, see, 85, 86, I would have been 11, 12 years old. That was the first time I really recall seeing chess on film. I don't know why I remember that. Just looked up, evidently, Edgar Allan Poe never even visited Paris. Never even came to Paris. There's a Ferris wheel over there and some sort of a attraction, spinning attraction next to it. And then there's this sphere here. It looks as if there are flames underneath it, or representations of flames. Yes, from last year's Olympic Games. And the Olympics were here. 24. It's kind of a neat effect. It's like just some water effect, a mist effect with a light on it to make it look like fire. Very cool. Yes, the lack of shade on the walk I just did is really prominent. I'm ready to get inside. It's a scorcher out here, to be honest. At this moment, no clouds in the sky. It's supposed to be a light rain later, but right now, no clouds out. Not a lot of shade. All right, there's a time frame entrance there for 1:30. Mine is 1. It's exactly 1. Here it is, right here. Here's the 1 o'clock. Perfect timing. Right on the nose. Going in. Showed my ticket. Went through the security screening. And now I'm in. There is a tremendous amount of artwork in here. But I think I'm going to go to the Mona Lisa first. I've waited my whole life to see that thing in person. Got the museum map here. I am looking for room 711. 711. I mean, is there a more famous piece of art than the Mona Lisa? There's a lot of famous artwork, but when you think of famous pieces of art, for me that's the number one. I'm not even sure why. I think it's just been ingrained in my head through my whole course of my existence. Really amazed how many people have acknowledged my shirt. It said like, oh, that's a great shirt. I just picked it up last night at a street vendor. I thought it'd be kind of neat to wear today. I think it was like 10 euro. It wasn't that much. But yeah, it's got a lot of reaction to me walking. Yeah, because people probably just saw the Mona Lisa and then going down the stairs, they see me wearing the shirt and they're like, oh, that's cool. She's blowing a bubble. I know I'm getting closer because this is where most people are walking. Feeling this room is going to be very compact through here. The ceilings are great. Look at that. Even the artwork on the ceilings up here. Wow, look at the roof in here. Well, the ceiling, I should say. Amazing. Oh my God. You gotta be kidding me. Holy goodness gracious. Look at all these people.
Keep going, please. Moving by no picture from the side, please.
Alright, evidently I wasn't supposed to be walking over that area taking photos. That's like an exit, I guess. This is like some sort of, this is the rock star of artwork. It's almost like there's going to be a performer coming out. Yeah, that was wild. That was wild. All right, that just happened. That was out of control. That's the only way I can describe it, is the amount of people that were in there looking at that piece of art. That was out of control. One of the other rooms on the 300 level, Venus de Milo over there. Sculpture, very popular as well. Quite a congregation of people getting photos as well with this sculpture. Discovered in 1820 on the island of Milos. In Greece, the statue is believed to depict Aphrodite, the goddess of love, known to the Romans as Venus. The sculpture is unknown. The masterpiece of Greek marble sculpture, whose sculptor is unknown, is dated from 120 BC. An entire room of sculptures through here. Sphinx. This is very, very cool. This is a medieval section down towards the basement. And these castle walls down here. All right, as I'm exiting out is the boutique, where you can get her face right here on the bag. Little coin purses. I think I'm gonna get a magnet of some sort. Look at this, like an eyeglass case with her eyes on it. About to head back out into the sun, go other places, but I'm going to show the magnet I purchased. And on the back of it, it states that I got it here at the Louvre. Little souvenir. Yeah, no Rue Morgue. In my mind, I thought it was a real place. taking a walk now over to the Notre Dame Cathedral. I want to say Notre Dame, but I think it might be pronounced Notre Dame here. And there's the Rue de Rivoli over there. Crossing back over to the other side of the river. A nice little gust coming by right here. Feels pretty good. Even though I am in the sun again for a brief time period, at least there is a nice little breeze. Gotta say the breeze is pretty nice. Look at this thing. Look at this boat. That's a very unique boat there with plenty of observation deck area. I'm heading right over there. Caravan of officers driving through here. This is really an impressive building. Look at this thing. There it is in all its magnificent glory.
That's why I've never been inside.
Now, there weren't any reservations available, but they said that there is a standby queue, but this line is out of control lengthy to get in here. Wonder if Quasimodo's home. Of course, this cathedral, made famous in a lot of different movies. The Universal Monsters film, well, Universal Pictures film. Wouldn't really call Quasimodo a monster, but he was at that era, early 20s. The Carl Laemmle days of Universal. Classic. Put this place on the map to filmgoers, obviously. And then, of course, Disney put out their version, which is now considered a classic. There was a fire here 5, 6, 7 years ago, and it was closed for quite a while for them to finish fixing it back up. Thankfully, it was not completely destroyed, but it's back open again. Of course, Quasimodo, in the story, in the book, the original book, which the films were based on, he was a bell ringer. I feel like I need to watch the Lon Chaney version again. It's been a while. I feel like I need to watch the Lon Chaney version again. Maybe I'll watch it tonight. I watched Paddington the Bear when I was in London, because I went through the Paddington station. And now that I'm here at the cathedral, maybe I'll watch the original Lon Chaney Universal film. The early 20s. This place is... I mean, I guess there would be. Westminster Abbey is a pretty popular cathedral, basilica. But this is one of the top ones. Let's be honest. When I was in Bath, England, also I forgot to mention it when I was over there, where Mary Shelley started writing, wrote the majority of her book, Frankenstein, which became a Universal Monsters picture. One of the greatest Universal Monsters movies ever made. The night before, I wandered around to cover the history of Mary Shelley in Bath. I watched the original Frankenstein film. So it's kind of fun to watch stuff when you're in the area that things were based on or took place in. All right, current time 3:17. I'm getting in line. Do not have a resi. I'll time it. This is like an HHN line. Speaking of Universal horror. Kind of interesting. They're turning a lot of the ladies away that have no sleeves on their shirts. You're allowed to wear t-shirts and things like that, but I'm seeing quite a few women had to leave because they're wearing like a tank top type of thing. And this says appropriate worship clothing must be worn. I'm just wearing shorts and a t-shirt like a lot of people are. I mean, a lot of people are just wearing whatever, but they're making some people aren't allowed to go in. So if you make sure you wear a shirt with at least short sleeves or more before coming in here. And the line went pretty quick. It's 3:28. It only took 11 minutes. Also, best remove them. Which you should do anyway in a place like worship. Yeah, it only took about 12 minutes. That was a very, very fast-paced line. There's not a lot of elbow room in here, truthfully. Evidently, they filmed a scene from Van Helsing on the roof of this cathedral. Fight scenes. I can't believe I'm inside this place. Wild. Crypt here. Here you don't exit through the gift shop. The gift shop is in the cathedral itself over here. Sometimes you'll see things outside, but this is inside the cathedral. Serious windstorm. Everyone's facing this way because the wind is blowing and all this dust. Oh my gosh. The dust is like blowing every which direction. Oh my gosh. It's like a dust, literally a dust storm. Oh my goodness. All right, it subsided for half a second. Ooh, it was just like dust was like rolling across the there, pretty good. Goes to my eye now. Dust. Dust. Yeah, knocking off some pretty popular spots. There was a time in my life I never thought I'd see the Mona Lisa or go to the Notre Dame Cathedral. Stand in a dust storm in Paris. I was thinking heading back over to the Eiffel Tower, but they have some limited hours today as well, and they're not letting people up to the summit, only to the first section, which I was able to see from a hotel balcony. But I think tomorrow the weather's supposed to be a little bit better, so maybe tomorrow I could try to go up to the summit, because I'm going to do the Eiffel Tower. I'm going to go to the tippy top. I don't want to just go, halfway up. Here's a little update at 4 p.m. today. The summit is closed all day July 2nd. Visitors with ticket to the summit, please check your email. I did not get tickets. Long queues are expected, probably because the entire thing was closed yesterday. Well, the majority yesterday because of the heat. Due to a current heat wave, the Eiffel Tower is taking measures to ensure the comfort and safety of the visitors and staff. Protect yourself from the sun and stay hydrated. Water fountains are available. So I think I'm going to hold off on the tower today here. I'm here for a little while. I could do it another day. It is gusty, hot, gusty, dusty. This is turning into quite the experience. Wow. Oh, these are cool. Magazine, newspaper, book racks. Love it. Look at this. Very cool. I don't know if they have any Edgar Allan Poe. Oh, they have some crime stuff. Oh, look at this. There's some film stuff. Got the monsters here. Yes. Yes. And a nice little walk-in. I think I'm going to head over to final resting place of Jim Morrison. I've been wanting to go there for a long time. He lived here a very short while before he passed away, and this is where he's at. Well, not right here. It's another mile up the way. Yeah, I had to get a little water here. Crystalline from the source. Stay hydrated. I had my caffeine, now I need my hydration. I'm walking some miles today, getting some steps in. Feels good. Feels really good. All right, here it is. Pay a visit to the Lizard King. He only lived in Paris a few months. Wow. They had a map with some of the names of people who were here, and he was on there. Section 6, number 30, was the one on the map. This place is amazing. You don't usually see these type of crypts with the doors open like that. But there's a lot of them in here that are open. There's a crow right there. Oh, flying off. There's another one right there. Would you call that a raven? That's a crow. But this place is definitely something that Poe would have felt comfortable in, even though he never visited here. This is what he wrote about, these type of places. That's a serious siren going on. Also, speaking of something serious, look at this. Wow. That is something. I'm gonna probably assume that this is it. Maybe not. I was thinking because these were around it. Oh, it's on the other side. It's over there. It's over there. They put these up around the back just so people don't cut through. Right there. James Douglas Morrison. Part of the 27 Club. A lot of people have evidently climbed over these and placed little mementos as well. And obviously I'm not the only one here, there's a few other people. That's weird, there's like a gum tree here. Look at this. It's almost leaned up against it. There was an original bust on the headstone that someone stole in the 80s. It was missing for like 3.5 decades. They just found it, but it's not back out yet. It was whoever ended up stealing it, they had it in their or others' possession. And the authorities found it, I guess, really very recently, but they haven't placed it back out here, nor do I know if they will. Could be one of those things that if they put it back out, someone will steal it. Might end up in a museum or something. But yeah, when you think of the Doors, you think of LA. He lived in LA for quite a while, and he only lived here a very short while. But this is where he passed away, and this is where his final resting place is. So someone that's into the Doors, and you live in the California or the U.S., you can't just go over to Hollywood forever, pay your respects. So I figured while I was here in Paris, gotta stop off here at his resting place. Pretty amazing. Part of 27 Club. And evidently his girlfriend that he moved to Paris to be with was going to take some time off from things and just relax in Paris with her. She was also part of the 27 Club, which is a name given to those, artists, musicians, etc. that pass away at that age. You got somebody leaving their Venice. He lived in Venice for a while. Venice, California, obviously. Venice Beach. There's a mural of Jim there.
It's great. Jimmy's.
Evidently, Oscar Wilde is also here. So I'm gonna go find his spot. Probably the whole time I was at Morrison's, about 20-30 people. Different people walked up, pay their respects, get some photos, talk amongst themselves. And as I was leaving, one of the last people that approached was a gentleman in an ECV cart. Had a hard time. He was with his friend, rolling up the brick here. Well, back there behind me. But he had a Jim Morrison shirt on. So a little older gentleman. And you could tell he really just wanted to be there to pay his respects. And while I just stood there and watched him and his friend, you know, looking at the grave, talking amongst themselves, it really made me realize that you never know what you're going to put out there, you know, as an artist that people relate to, or they can, you know, use in their own lives, either as inspiration or maybe it gets them through a certain time in their lives, or just whatever memories that they have of someone, even if it's not your thing. I don't know, just it was really touching to see that. And Jim Morrison, a huge superstar in the rock world. This really is quite the place. I mean, you just look at these sculptures, crypts, all through here. It's just beautiful. I mean, look, this guy has a sculpture of himself with a book there. Edmund About. Edmund About. 1885 passed on. This is a castle. Rudolph Lehman made a castle to be laid in. This is a really unique section with some of these headstones, and it really went all out. This lady's with her dog. Dating 1918, born in 1901 and passed on in 1918. This is his entire family. Even one as recent as 03. And most of the other ones are 61 and earlier, 1950. Julia and Elizabeth Brown. I believe that this is Oscar Wilde's over here. Most famously from The Importance of Being Earnest. I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff that he did. An eccentric poet and writer. That's very interesting. It almost looks as if this woman is leaning against, I guess, someone with a cape, like almost like the Grim Reaper or something. Probably not what it's supposed to be, but that's what it looks like to me. Oh, look at this one. Look at that. It almost looks like a writing book on this one. That is very interesting. Right next to Oscar's. And he's got this plexi partition around. is very interesting. Look at that. It's like a chair up there. Got lipstick marks here on the glass. People have laid things down here as well. Well, they've probably thrown them over the glass. Around the back, there's the door. And you got the carvings in there as well. Author of beautiful works. Was born, oh, here we go. Was born at 21 Westland Road in Dublin in 1854. Trying to see through the plexi. This tomb is the work of Jacob Epstein. Was given by a lady as a memorial to her admiration of the poet. I mean, that is quite a headstone, honestly. Look up here. Alright, I took a taxi for a little bit of a ways. Man, I have to say, this is probably some of the worst traffic I've ever seen, ever, anywhere. I'm maybe taking the subway. I was like, I'll jump in a taxi just to go like 4 or 5 miles. It was like an hour. And there's like some kind of a conundrum going on up here, so I was like, just drop me off here and I'll walk the rest of the way. It really is wild how crazy people drive. I mean, the bikes weaving in and out, taxis waving in and out, people honking, tour buses trying to get through. This is an intersection right here. That's an intersection. Like, explain to me what's going on. This is the normal intersections here. This is not because of like fender bender that I think happened, but this is the normal intersections when you get, it's not a roundabout, it's just like a weaving in and out. It's something. Something. My goodness. Oh man. Woo! Like, what are these cars doing? The traffic's going that way. What a mess. What a mess. And that's going to do it for today. Back over at my hotel. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. The vlog is over. And it's still very windy. Very windy.